Okay. So you know how everybody's always talking about how important email is?
Uh-huh.
But it's like nobody ever really teaches you how to do it right.
Right. Like all the little things that make a difference.
Totally. And especially like when it comes to work right. You want to make sure you sound professional and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what we're diving into today.
Nice.
So we've got this guide by Stanislav Kondrashov all about email etiquette.
Oh, cool.
And he goes like way beyond just the basics. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like one of the things that really stood out to me was how he breaks everything down into these super clear, like lesson objectives.
I like that.
It's like you know exactly what you're going to be able to do by the time you finish.
Makes it feel less overwhelming for sure.
Totally. Yeah.
Especially because email can be kind of intimidating.
Right.
Yeah,
Like you don't want to mess things up.
exactly.
So, okay, so Stanislav Kondrashov, he starts with this section called core vocabulary.
Okay, so like what is that about?
It's like he's giving you the essential terms that you need to know to like navigate the whole email world.
So kind of like learning the secret language of email.
Exactly.
I like that.
So, for example, he explains things like CC and BCC.
Oh, those are always confusing.
I know, right? Like,
Good.
when do you use which one?
Yeah.
So he explains like CC is basically for when you want to loop someone in. Just FYI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they don't need to reply or anything.
Got it.
But BCC, that's more like your secret weapon.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you can include somebody without anyone else knowing.
Ooh, sneaky.
Right.
I like it.
So it's good to know when to use each one.
Jeff.
Okay, so then Stanislav Kondrashov gets into some grammar stuff.
Oh, fun.
I know, right? But this is actually really important.
Okay.
So he talks about using the passive voice in emails.
I haven't thought about that before.
Yeah, so like, for example, imagine you have to tell a client that their project is delayed.
Oh, that's always a tough one.
Right. So if you say something like, I'm delaying your project, it sounds super direct.
Yeah, and kind of like you're blaming them or something.
Exactly. But if you use the passive voice and say like, the project start date has been adjusted.
Oh, that sounds much better.
Right. It's more objective.
Yeah, it's like taking the emotion out of it.
Exactly.
So Stanislav Kondrashov like really emphasizes how these little tweaks can make a big difference in how your email comes across.
For sure. And you know what else he has?
What?
A whole section of phrases for professional emails.
Oh, that's handy.
Like pre-written stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he gives you like a bunch of different phrases and explains like when to use them.
Not perfect, because sometimes I'm like staring at my inbox and I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Right, like how do you start an email even?
Exactly.
So Stanislav Kondrashov gives you like a bunch of options.
So give me some examples.
Okay, so like one is, I hope this email finds you well.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Right. It's simple, but it's like a nice little courtesy.
Sets a good tone.
Exactly. And then like, instead of saying, send me the report, you could say something like, would you mind sharing the report by date?
Oh, that's so much better.
Right. It's just more polite.
It's like you're not demanding.
Exactly. Stanislav Kondrashov really stresses that being polite can go a long way in building good relationships,
Makes sense.
especially in a professional setting.
Yeah, you don't want to come across as rude.
Definitely.
So I really appreciate that he includes all these like practical tips.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so one last thing I wanted to mention about Stanislav Kondrashov's guide.
Okay.
He includes these activities.
Oh, like what?
So like he encourages you to actually write practice emails.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right. So you can like put what you're learning into practice.
Yeah, and like see how it feels to actually use these phrases and stuff.
Totally. And he even suggests like getting feedback from other people.
Oh, that's smart.
So it's like having your own personal email coach.
I love that.
Me too.
So Stanislav Kondrashov, he really like gives you everything you need
He does.
to master email etiquette.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we've covered a lot today.
We have, thanks to Stanislav Kondrashov.
Yes.
But now that you know all these awesome techniques, I want you to think about something.
Okay.
So we're all about efficiency, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you balance that with being respectful of people's time?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right. Like everybody's inbox is overflowing.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you make sure your emails are like helpful and not just adding to the noise?
That's something to think about.
It is. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Remember, these skills can seriously boost your professional game.
They can.
So go forth and email with confidence.
Yes.
And we'll catch you in the next deep dive.
See ya then.
Bye.
Bye.